All right, guys. Today we will be learning about integers and absolute value. Okay, so this little picture here can give you a heads up. So if you missed class today, this is a good opportunity for you to take and review these items that we covered in class today for today's lesson. It's a very quick and easy lesson, so hopefully you do not have any questions and you will still be able to do the home learning assignment. So here we have, let's go move on to the next slide. So we discussed in class, those kids brainstorm about what they knew about integers. You can think about it for yourself, but for the sake of time, let's move on. Vocabularies for today, we have opposite or additive inverse. Those are numbers that are the same distance from zero on the number line. So for example, we have 1, -1, 15, -15, 2/3 and -2/3. If you notice, those are the same distance away from zero. So let me show you what I mean by that. Oops, sorry about that. Let's erase that. So if we have a number line here, so here we have 0, and if we do a -1 on the left hand side, and we will be able to see +1, and they are each 1 unit away from 0. Okay, now this is good to know because when we get to the point where we have to solve equations, we will need to know the additive inverse, which means the number when you add to a number that will give you 0. So for example, if we have -2 and we want to get rid of it, we need to add its opposite, which would be 2, so that will give you 0. So this is another definition of additive inverse. Whenever you add two numbers, when you add them together, you will get 0. Okay, next vocab, we have integer. Integer is the set of whole numbers and their opposites. So for example, you have 2, -2, 4, -4, 100, -100. Once again, all of those are opposite of each other. So once again, you can all draw a picture, something to make you remember. Some kids in the class draw like a girl and then a boy. Once again, they're still humans, once again whole numbers, but you know, they're opposite sets. So you can draw whatever you want here for a picture. Now when we need to know how to graph and compare the integers. So for example, let's see if they give you these integers. Let's say they give you -2, 14, -10, 0, and then they give you, let's see, maybe 5. Okay, and they tell you to graph these integers. So all you do is to graph and compare them. So all you do is to actually just plot them on the number line, nothing difficult. So -2 is right here, so you would put a point right in the middle. 14, +14 is on the right hand side. -10 is on the left hand side, you will put them right here. 0 is right in the center. 5 will be right here. Once again, remember, integers actually include 0. Okay, the opposite of 0 will be 0. So here, next thing you will want to do is to put them in order. Now once you graph them, you plot them, then you should be able to easily compare them. So if they want from least to greatest, of course we'll start on the left, -10, -2, 0, 5, and 14. Now if they want from greatest to least, then we'll start on the right, 14, 5, 0, -2, and -10. Very easy enough, right? Okay, next slide. So another concept we have is absolute value. So absolute value is the distance between a number and 0 on a number line. So what I mean by that, now symbolically, let's say if we have the absolute value of 2. of negative 2. This is all they will write it, absolute value of negative 2. Whenever you see a number between two brackets, an integer between two brackets, that means they want its absolute value. Okay, so how will we be able to find the absolute value of, you know what, I don't like this line, it's a little crooked, let's erase it. Still a nice line. So here we go. So here we have 0. Here's negative 2. Here's 1. Here's 1, and here's negative 2. Here's positive 2. Now, once again, negative 2 and positive 2 will be opposite, but how many units away is negative 2 from 0? 1, 2. 2 units away. So the absolute value of negative 2 will be 2. Okay, so let's see if we use a rational number. Let's see, negative 2/3. Alright, once again, negative 2/3 will be 2/3 of a unit away from 0. Okay, so it will be somewhere around here. Okay, now, any questions so far? Alright, good. So I'm going to stop for here for now.